Oh my gosh. Don Lemon arrested? The crank far monkey left is having an absolute apoplectic meltdown. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? They are having a meltdown. Did you not think this was going to happen? You are not allowed to interrupt church service. You are now not allowed to just walk through because you hate ICE agents and actually because you hate God. That's why you stormed a Christian church. When is the last time you have seen a mosque just interrupted like that? Yeah, you wouldn't, because it never happens. So Don Lemon and his evil brood of vipers thought they could just walk through and then claim, after scaring children, these Democrat demons started yelling and screaming in the faces of little children who were in the nursery, by the way, waiting for their parents. They refused to allow their parents to go get their children. They blocked them from picking up their children. Bro, y'all on another damn level. And see, then when they do all this shit, they claim like they didn't do anything wrong. Oh, it's my First Amendment right. No, it's not your damn First Amendment right when you are committing conspiracy against someone else's rights. And that is exactly what happened in this case. I do not recall Viceroy Mike Davis says it all the time, but it's USC subsection 241, I do believe, but look it up. It is conspiracy against rights, and there are a litany of other charges. I'm just, you know what? I'm actually kind of baffled, and not much surprises me anymore. I am baffled how quickly these crank far leftists forgot about the horrifying ways that January 6th event attendees were treated by the Biden and Harris Department of Injustice. Did y'all seriously forget people's doors kicked in at 4 a.m? People being dragged out in the freezing freaking cold with no, you can't go in and get a coat. I know you in your socks and underwear, but you come outside on the lawn for further psychological torture. We don't even talk about how horribly they treated them when they were in prison. Some of these people got very long prison sentences for nothing. My God, and Enrique Tarrio wasn't even there, and they gave him like 20 years. Thank God for President Trump, who pardoned him. But my point in saying all this, Jake Lang, you know how horribly they treated Jake Lang? Do you know some people did not survive? They took their own lives because they could not deal with the enormity of the Department of Injustice and a corrupt 3-letter agency cabal coming down upon them. Bro, I cannot even. Why are y'all speaking? I see Shaquisha Alizé Shamoshia Jenkins, aka Jasmine Crockett, up on here. Are you fucking kidding me? No, we're not kidding. And you sat by and said nothing when January 6th event attendees of the Wild Party did nothing wrong, walked through the Capitol that we pay for, took selfies. They were let in, by the way. They were let in the door. Doors open. Come on in.
I got a lot on the Epstein stuff coming up second half.
But y'all were
some
uninvited.
Humor. I got some good humor, too.
Uninvited to this church service. Nobody gives you authorization to interrupt.
It was -3 here this morning. It's about 4 degrees now. And it's windy. Wind chill's like 30 below or something. I don't know. Ridiculous.
The Lord's
you feel it.
Prayer and an active church service being a holy worship service. Are you out of no, Jasmine? Are you crazy? You psycho? And all the rest of you. So one of these individuals, I don't remember her name because she's so insignificant, but she got picked up A warrant was issued for her arrest. She's standing there at the door. I don't feel safe. This feels a little aggressive. Oh, you bitch, you want to see aggressive? I got aggressive. I got aggressive. You want to see aggressive?
Safely, and that's why he decided to go. It was about 6:30ish in the morning, and they surrounded our home with 3
79. Wow, I take that every day.
Chris's cell phone rang.
Actually, that's comfortable for
loud
me.
And clear, I heard.
Some find
Chris
it
Cuny,
down,
this is the FBI. You need to
here,
come out of your
here,
house immediately.
It's being a little warm, but 79 is perfect for me.
I'll tell you when you bring it in. Yeah. And it was freezing cold. It was like 7 degrees without a wind chill there in Kansas. I looked down and I saw laser red lights moving, and I thought, was that pointed at me? So I looked down at my chest, and then I realized our little 4-year-old was standing right next to me, and I saw them on him too. So they were yelling at Chris to turn around. And
see what the J6ers went through?
I heard them tackle him.
Yeah. So there's more to this story, and you can check it out. I won't play the whole video for the sake of time, but you want to talk about aggressive? Don Lemon wasn't aggressively arrested. He wasn't tackled to the ground. His door wasn't kicked in at 4 a.m., 6 a.m. He wasn't dragged out into the cold. He didn't have lasers pointed on him and a 4-year-old. I think she lost her baby because of that incident. You want to talk about aggressive? You bastards, you got the luxury white glove ass treatment and you're whining? Fuck off. January 6th people got no mercy. Fuck you all.
I hope Colin pops in.
You don't get to do whatever you want. And then
I hope Colin pops in. I got a lot about Stammer and stuff like that in the Epstein files and that.
And think there's no consequences because of your ideology? And the black people who are involved in this? Y'all stupid. Y'all stupid. You going down for white liberal communists who hate black people. Stupid. Y'all stupid. Every one of you.
Well,
Drop
that's
the
a
hammer.
Middle name for the liberal.
Drop
retard.
The hammer. They had no mercy on January 6th event attendees. It's time for y'all to know what this feels like, since you can dish it out, but clearly you can't take it.
It's like 5 o'clock there. Probably still sun up there too. This is. I'll turn this down a little bit. You know how that these. As soon as I find the volume. Put it down for now. These are the white liberals. I got some good and bad ones later. I got some where they got arrested too. You'll like that one.
Get out of here, fascist!
Yeah, then he should get out of there. They're starting to arrest him now, and that's a good thing. A lot of them are crying like a baby. You know, the numbers of them are starting to go down. They're starting to get into those signal chats and stuff like that, and they're going after them. It's going to take a little while, but anyways. They need to inhale those damn whistles. I'll try to turn it down a little more.
Shame! Shame!
Shame! Get out of our neighborhood!
Get out of here!
Get out of our state!
Oh, so they also tore down some of the roadblocks and stuff they were doing too. They're going after them for the roadblocks too. But now their newest tactic is to go inside businesses and harass them if they don't put up a sign saying they're against ICE.
Stand back.
Hey, Colin, I'm glad you're here. I got some videos about Stammer and the whole Epstein stuff. I guess he's in pretty big trouble, right, Colin? They need to swallow those whistles.
Come back! Get out of here!
Remember, they do catch who they're looking for. If I remember. The numbers that they are catching is starting to go back up.
Get out of here!
Okay, I'll turn it down more. Hold on, it's the whistles that are loud. Is that better, John? I just got to turn it back up for the next one. Is that better?
Shame on you! Fascist!
Also, the person recording it's the one that was doing the whistling. They intentionally use those whistles to cause the people to get frustrated and cause anger in them. I guess they got their guy or lady, whichever. I forget exactly. All right, I'm going to get on to the Epstein stuff next.
Yeah. Thanks to the latest
They're
Epstein
nutcakes,
dump,
aren't they?
we now know who the banker's inside man in Britain was during and after the 2008 financial crash. Here's the most important snippet from the latest document dump. It's about Lord Peter Mandelson, and here's how Jeffrey Epstein describes him. Well, for all intents and purposes, Petey is now acting deputy prime minister. What was Jeffrey Epstein, who was in jail when that was written, and Lord Peter Mandelson doing in the aftermath of the 2008 financial crash? Remember, these discussions are going on while the bankers are being bailed out and the global financier elite are being saved. But instead of that story, here's what you're being inundated with. Now, if you read the TDS-infected press like The Guardian, you'll see headlines like, Trump news at a glance. Epstein files release shows emails with Trump officials, past and present. Or on the other side of the political spectrum, Fox News focuses on new Epstein documents include photos of Bill Clinton, shirtless and hot tub,
it's coming up, yeah,
with Michael Jackson.
Or
if you want to go hardcore British psyops, The Telegraph says Epstein's links to Putin and Kremlin spies raise fears he was a Russian agent. Now, here's what they don't want you to think about. The 2008 financial crisis was never really solved. The banks got bailed out at the expense of the American taxpayers and the economy. And now Donald Trump is finally taking down that criminal free trade system of the global bankers. On the very same day these new Mandelson revelations came out, Donald Trump was busy dismantling what is left of that old world order with dramatic new economic moves, including the creation of a strategic critical minerals reserve. Now, if you think this is a coincidence, you haven't been paying attention. And most important, it's not about sex and blackmail. I'm Susan Kokinda, and for months, I've been telling you that the big reveal in the Epstein files was about Peter Mandelson and how it had more to do with the 2008 financial collapse and the banker's empire than it did plane trips to an island. So if you want to get above the noise and get the deeper story, hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons so we can stay in touch and we can reach more people. We're going to look at three things today. First, the new Epstein revelations on
Colin, are they going to kick Stalin out, Starmer out or not?
Mandelson, and why Epstein called him the acting deputy prime minister during the 2008-2010 financial crisis. How President Trump is addressing the root causes of that financial collapse by abandoning the bankers' model of free trade. And third, how Project Vault, the new strategic mineral reserve, is a powerful reassertion of American economic sovereignty. So the real big casualty of this latest dump is Lord Peter Mandelson, the former British ambassador to the United States who had the assignment of trying to manage Donald Trump. That didn't work out so well. His was one of the first heads to roll in the first Epstein file release. He was forced to resign as ambassador. But now this new file dump has forced Mandelson to resign both from the Labour Party and to leave his seat in Parliament. And a few minutes ago, this headline just dropped. How King Charles could strip Mandelson of his peerage. Now, to the extent the American press has even mentioned Mandelson's resignations, they portray it as another disgusting episode in the world of jet-setting perverts. But that's only the subplot. They don't want you to look at the main storyline. Mandelson wasn't just socializing with Epstein. He was a top-level policy operative embedded in the British government, and the new files show devastating evidence that in 2009 and 2010, right in the middle of the financial crisis, Mandelson was leaking highly sensitive government information to Jeffrey Epstein. We're talking about advanced knowledge on bailouts and asset sales. Epstein was providing his clients with more than sexual services. Epstein was the fixer, Mandelson was the inside man. Remember, here's what Epstein told Ghislaine Maxwell in June 2009. That little Petey, which was his actual nickname for Mandelson, was, for all intents and purposes, practically the deputy prime minister. The real story is about policy. Perversions are the tool of the trade. So here's a few of the highlights of what little Petey did for Epstein. In June of 2009,
I got some clips on
he
that.
sent him a Downing Street memo on a £20 billion asset sale and said,
Colin, will they call for an early election there so the Reform Party can win?
interesting note that's just gone to the prime minister. 2 months later, he leaked a confidential banking memo, 4 seconds after receiving it. In May of 2010, he tipped off about a 500 billion Eurozone bailout, saying, this should be announced tonight, just leaving number 10. And on May 10th, he gave Epstein advance notice of Gordon Brown's resignation. The prime minister finally got him to go today. But it gets worse. Mandelson wasn't just leaking, he was fixing. In one of the newly released files, Mandelson advises Jamie Dimon, the head of JP Morgan, on the need to mildly threaten the Chancellor of the Exchequer. This is how the post-2008 system actually worked. A network of fixers, bankers, and political operatives, ensuring that governments served financial institutions with bailouts, not national interests. Epstein connected the money, Mandelson opened the doors. And now the system that protection racket served is being challenged by Donald Trump. So when you see little Petey resign now, it's not because of compromising pictures of him in his skivvies. The acting deputy prime minister of the globalist order has lost his mandate because the financial system, which was kept on artificial life support by the post-2008 bailouts, is being dismantled. Now, since he came back into office, Donald Trump has been taking a jackhammer to the globalist system. His new Fed chair appointee has gone on record saying that the perpetual bailout policy of the Fed
The government housing, they have to
was a
kick all the
disaster,
illegals out
and he's going to end it.
to make the prices
Treasury
go down.
Secretary Scott Bessent has said the mission of the government should be to support the real economy and household incomes, not the financial system. And now President Trump is cementing new trade deals, which throw free trade in the crapper. Now, the mainstream media wants to present Trump's policies as chaotic and disruptive, and it argues that it's the Europeans and people like Canada's Mark Carney who are the adults in the room. But let's look at who is failing their populations and who's actually protecting them. Now, remember, just less than 2.
But Colin, from what I'm hearing, the backbenchers don't have much support at all. That they don't even like them, any of the backbenchers that would take his spot.
2 weeks ago in Davos, Canada's Mark Carney and the EU's Ursula von der Leyen defiantly told the world that Europe, Canada, and the middle powers would forge their own way without Donald Trump's United States, and they would continue to carry the banner of free trade and windmills. Von der Leyen stood up on stage and boasted that the mother of all trade deals between the EU and India was coming, and it was signed on January 27th. As promised, that deal was based on the twin pillars of free trade and the fraud of climate change and green energy. But less than a week later, President Trump closed an American deal with Prime Minister Modi's India. In addition to reducing tariffs on both sides, which will go down to 0 for U.S. exports to India, the deal announced a huge purchase of American goods by India. President Trump announced it in a Truth Social post. He said, the Prime Minister also committed to buy American at a much higher level, in addition to over $500 billion of U.S. energy, technology, agriculture, coal, and other products. $500 billion in purchases.
I think he's someone in power there in England.
Of the American physical economy. Now circle back to the European deal. They got no specific purchase commitments,
Tammy,
hoping that the magic of the marketplace will, I guess, do its magic. And it's not just India where the globalists aren't faring so well with their trade deals. The EU trade deal with South American nations in Mercosur has sent Europe on fire. Tens, if not hundreds of thousands of farmers are demonstrating in Brussels, Paris, Ireland, and elsewhere because that deal will bring cheap South American products into Europe and wipe out what is left of their farmers. And let's not forget ex-central banker and now Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, who went to China last month and came back with a trade agreement that will open the Canadian market
Thanks,
to Chinese EVs
There's
and
a lot of
finish off
sickos
what's
out there
left
that
of
are
the
powerful.
Canadian auto industry. So much for the Europeans being the responsible adults defending the rules-based order from Donald Trump, the disruptor. Now, if you're beginning to realize that you're not hearing this from the mainstream press or your favorite influencers, you need to head over to Promethean Action and get our free newsletter, made any clearer than what we've already shown you. Now, it gets even more interesting. Yesterday, President Trump was asked about Mandelson's resignation. And after saying that he hadn't heard about it, he took the opportunity to point out this.
I really don't know too much about it. I know who he is. It's too bad. You know, speaking of Epstein, I will say this. A reporter named Wolf and Epstein conspired. This just came out yesterday in the millions of pages of documents, how crazy this is. Conspired against me in order to fight like hell to make sure I lose the election. That's the only thing that was mentioned about me. Now, about Democrats, some really bad stuff. But about me, that Wolf, whoever Wolf is, he wrote a book, a couple of books, and Epstein conspired against me.
But then the president said something even more important.
You know, when Epstein was alive, nobody cared about him. When he's dead, they care about him. But it's really a Democrat problem. It's not a Republican, it's a Democrat problem. The only problem Republicans have is that we have to get back to, number one, running our country, and then number two, very importantly, letting the public know what a great job we're doing. We have the greatest economy in the history of the world. We have $18 trillion being spent. The record was $3 trillion.
Colin, are they going to get away with it?
Many years ago, not by us, by another country. I won't say the country.
Now, let's talk about how President Trump is building the greatest economy in the world. It is by rejecting everything that Mandelson and Carney and von der Leyen have spent their careers protecting, and by returning to the American system. You've been told your economic choices are free trade capitalism or some version of big government socialism.
Yes, he's
You have to choose one or the other. Let the markets destroy your living standards, or let the government spending increase in
the next video I got, we'll talk about it.
Inflation. The American system is neither. It partners the government with private industry in ways that foster actual physical production. And on Monday, President Trump announced a stunning example of that. He announced Project Vault, the creation of a U.S. strategic critical minerals reserve supported by the Export-Import Bank. And here's how the head of the Ex-Im Bank described it.
Thank you, Mr. President. The President gave us a very clear directive. By clear directive, it was much more of an order for us to figure out how to, for the first time in American history, create a strategic critical minerals reserve in a way that would benefit the non-military manufacturing complex. And the challenge was enormous, not simply because it had never been done before, Mr. President, but we knew that you expected us to deliver
Ambassador,
in a big way, in a way that was scalable, in a way that was designed for long-term success, and in a way that would help revitalize our domestic mining industry. But most importantly, most crucially, that it not be subsidized by American taxpayers. And so that's exactly what we've done. Mr. President, what you've announced today is a truly uniquely American solution. It brings together our capital markets, which are the best and biggest in the world, with our manufacturers, our innovators, our miners, all pitching in to make this possible.
Now, if you understand American economic history, you'll recognize what's happening here. The Ex-Im Bank is being transformed into something resembling a mini national bank, a public-private partnership where government credit is directed towards strategic physical production, not financial speculation. And credit means the money gets paid back with interest. Now, Secretary Scott Bessent drilled down on the systemic importance of this. He's saying that we will no longer be a nation left to the mercy of a globalist-run free trade system.
As you always say, economic security is national security, and a country does not have sovereignty if we don't have control of our critical minerals, don't have control of our steel production and our industrial base. And thanks to the work of everyone here through your leadership, this was a public-private partnership that only you could have assembled, and we are taking back our sovereignty, and we are going to have this Vault project, a strategic mineral reserve. And I can't tell you how innovative and exciting this is and the level of security it is going to give us going forward.
I got some funny clips later. A little bit racist, some would say, but
it's phenomenal.
So let's look at what we covered. For decades, power came from controlling the money, controlling the free trade system, and subjugating nations and populations. Mandelson and Epstein were cogs in that imperial
Colin, maybe they could go to jail together and they'll be buddies in jail.
Machine. Trump and his team are muscling that system aside and restoring the American system, a system you aren't even supposed to know about. Remember, 2 weeks ago, our trade ambassador, Jameson Greer, gave a speech at Davos entitled The Hamiltonian Economic System That Too Many Have Forgotten. Now, here at Promethean Action, we never forgot the American system. Huh? And that's why we've been at the forefront of the fight to support the Trump administration's revival of it. Paid memberships and contributions to Promethean Action will help us build this globalist system itself loses its grip, thanks to Donald Trump. That's the real story this week. This has been your midweek update. Thanks for watching.
Please take a moment and subscribe to our free...
All right. This next one's about what's going on in England in this whole situation. This is for Colin.
Britain's Keir Starmer stood before Parliament last week and tried to explain why he sent Lord Peter Mandelson to be U.S. ambassador when he knew that Mandelson was deeply compromised by Jeffrey Epstein. It didn't work. The media are now calling Starmer a dead man walking. And you can see how damaging this is by how desperately the city is trying to make it go away. They sent out the discredited MI6 spy, Christopher Steele, to claim that the whole Epstein network was actually a Russian intelligence operation. The same Christopher Steele, who gave us the debunked Russia dossier, is now telling us that the City of London's dirty laundry is actually Putin's fault. They're running the same play they ran in 2016. But the real problem is the United States, where Donald Trump keeps adding pieces to his American system economic revolution. Trump's actions have emboldened American system fans like Warren Koss and Steve Bannon to finally enthusiastically explain it to the American people. Here's their exchange.
Hang on. So I want to make sure we name this as a construct for people. So we're dancing around. It's the American system. It's what Hamilton, and I say, along with the Declaration of Independence, something that doesn't get as much play that almost should is Hamilton's report on manufacturers. And you had, Andrew Jackson was part of that. Lincoln, as a Whig, this whole party stood for this, the American system. And I kind of say this is what Lyndon LaRoche's people also talk about. Talk to me about the American system. Why is the alternative quite different than late stage finance capitalism that we find ourselves in this kind of cul-de-sac?
Now, Bannon just named the thing that terrifies the City of London more than anything else. Not tariffs, not the Epstein files, the American system itself.
Man, that's why I had to rape women, little girls, huh?
The economic alternative that makes their entire globalist casino obsolete. And that's why the empire's operatives are in overdrive right now. Christopher Steele didn't crawl out from under his rock to spin Epstein as a Russian spy because things are going real well for the City of London. I'm Barbara Boyd, and I've been in the fight between the American system and the globalist system now for over 40 years. And I'm happy to tell you that at this point, for the first time, the American system is coming out on top. Today, I'm going to first show you how the Epstein disclosures reveal how the globalist financial system was rigged. Then I'm going to show you that the elites panic isn't just because they're being exposed and caught. It's because their casino economy has run out of chips, and Donald Trump has called their bluff. Finally, I'll show you why Christopher Steele's desperate attempt to blame Russia actually exposes even more about how the City of London and Wall Street have done their very dirty business. So if you're up for the ride, please like and share this video. It increases our reach on YouTube. Lord Peter Mandelson was called the Prince of Darkness in British circles. That's because he engineered the career of Tony Blair and what the British Labour Party calls New Labour, i.e. globalization. Like Bill Clinton in the US, it was a con job, feigning concern to the lower classes while giving the elites and the banks free rein. Mandelson was the satanic brain behind many of the Anglo-American schemes, breathing life into what they called the rules-based order. To recap, the recent Epstein release shows Mandelson trading deep insider financial information with Epstein from 10 Downing Street during the 2008 financial collapse. The documents suggest they are managing the crisis itself, seeking maximum profit for themselves and their network after their practices led, after all, to that very financial collapse. For example, Mandelson counsels Epstein that Jamie Dimon,
it's always about sex and money and power with them,
of JP Morgan Chase, should, quote, mildly threaten the British Chancellor of the Exchequer over the bonus tax the British government imposed on bankers' bonuses. You see, the bankers were still frantically claiming their bonuses after they caused the collapse. Dimon followed through and threatened, per Mandelson's
bonuses from who?
Advice. In France, the latest Epstein files confirm an extremely close relationship between the French-German head of the Edmond de Rothschild group, Ariane de Rothschild, and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. That's one of the largest and most significant banks in the world. From 2013 until his death in 2019, Epstein acted as an unofficial advisor to the Switzerland-based bank. When the bank came under U.S. DOJ investigation for money laundering, Epstein arranged a sweetheart deal through his close confidant, Catherine Rumler, Barack Obama's former White House lawyer. Then there's the current CEO and president of the World Economic Forum, Borja Brendi. Forbes tells us that his Epstein relationship has led to an internal investigation and a possible fight for control of the World Economic Forum with the founder, Klaus Schwab. Schwab himself, of course, had to resign because of sexual and financial scandal. Alice Craner has a very insightful piece about all of this. You should read it. He documents how the public operatives for London's rules-based order are vetted and picked. They are all deeply flawed. They're flawed.
Colin, are you talking about them having threesomes and foursomes and stuff like that?
Laws are well known so that they can be controlled by the individuals and institutions behind the public show. Now,
or are you just saying they knew each other?
As if by divine force, the covers have been ripped off, and the men and women behind the curtain can now start to be exposed. Now, most American commentators can't make sense of what's happening here because they focus only on the domestic side of the equation. They miss the British chessboard entirely, the City of London, British intelligence, the offshore financial system, the royalty. That's the fight we've been tracking at Promethean Action for decades. It's what makes our coverage very different. And if you want to see the world that most people don't even think exists, subscribe to our free newsletter. The link is in the description. But the real bigger truth here is that Donald Trump has called all their bluffs. Before Orrin Koss went on Bannon to be cross-examined about Trump's American system of economics, he wrote an article in the New York Times calling out Wall Street and the City of London for the financialization scheme.
Is there any hope for Britain?
And crimes through which they have looted our economy. It's titled, "The Finance Industry is Gripped. It's time to start treating it that way." He says his original title was How to Save Capitalism from the Capitalists. Here's a couple of his money quotes. In a financialized economy, businesses become mere sources of cash, assets to be manipulated.
They play both sides, both ways.
And then operated for maximum investor returns. Workers become just another cost, like lumber. Customers are just revenue streams to be tapped. It has corrupted sectors in which the profit motive was never meant to reign supreme in our country. Veterinary practices, funeral parlors, campgrounds, residential treatment services, youth sports, hospitals and nursing homes, even suppliers for volunteer fire departments.
I think a lot of these sexual deviants like the power of having the power over other people, so they use that in their sexual things, you know? It's pretty sick.
Consolidating and managing them with ruthless efficiency. squeezing the vulnerable customers and then pointing to the higher cash flow as somehow value creation. But that system has now failed. It's run out of chips. And the establishment can no longer hide the fact.
Or the mail
Its
system.
final burial is
I don't
due to
know.
the American system of economics being wielded now by the Trump administration. It puts the emphasis on raising productivity, raising workers' wages, investing in the infrastructure and the science and technologies of the future. That means banks must be lending money for these purposes. As Secretary Besson keeps emphasizing, it's now Main Street's turn. But the captured functionaries of the old system will go willingly without a fight. Their media and politicians censor the president's policies rather than explaining them to the American people. They're also pumping poison 24/7 to the American people about Donald Trump. Just look at these two exchanges with Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent in the House last week. He was there to report on the fundamental economic progress being made by President Trump. When the Treasury Secretary began to
There's no way anyone can read millions of pages, though. That's
document
insane.
the impact of illegal immigration on housing supply and costs, Ranking Member Maxine Waters called for him to be, quote, shut.
Does it sound like he's going to get pushed out, Colin? I'd love to see that, because if they get a weak backbencher, maybe the Reform Party can get an election sooner and kick their butts out.
Shut him up.
10 and 20 million immigrants
Can you
took
shut
up the
him
housing stock of working Americans, and can you maintain some level of dignity?
General Laban's time has expired.
No, my time has not expired.
Congressman Gregory Meeks just went publicly berserk.
All you have to ask is yes or no.
No, Congressman.
All you have to ask
the
is yes
OCC
or no.
is an independent entity, and I would know, Congressman.
So I take that as a no.
You traveled to Venezuela.
I take that as a no.
On behalf of
So just as the globalist elite crashes in London, out trots
He sounds
disgraced
evil. Yeah,
MI6
you're right.
fabricator Christopher Steele to attempt to make it all go away. Steele, you may remember, is the author of the fake dirty dossier on Donald Trump, which was the founding document of the Russiagate coup d'etat in the United States. Steele, in an interview with the London Times, tells us in no uncertain terms that Epstein was the ultimate Putin super spy, running incredibly sophisticated honey traps in which the world's best and brightest were somehow all captured by Russian organized crime.
Now, remember, this is only half the pages have come out so far. There's another half, and I hear they're even worse.
If you didn't follow the ins and outs of Russiagate, you might think these lies are all new. They're not. They were part and parcel of lies about Donald Trump concocted in the 2016 to 2018 operation, which involved the CIA, MI6, and much of the American establishment. Steele's lies cover up the real scandal.
It certainly would be a lot better than what you have now, Colin. A lot better. Both parties, really.
Which all comes back to the City of London and current British and American political operatives. When the Soviet Union disbanded, Russia was looted to the bone by oligarchs functioning under the control of the City of London bankers. Jacob Rothschild, for example, was the controller of the oligarch Mikhail Khodorkovsky, and that's all documented. Russian organized crime provided huge chunks of the looted revenue flow into the City of London banking center, as well as the New York Fed. Many believe that without it, the City of London bankers would not have survived
Colin. I hope so too.
When Putin came to power, he ended much of that. But the dirty money flows from Russian organized crime continued into London's bank and offshore havens. 4 years ago, Chatham House, the think tank for British secret intelligence, claimed that it was finally shutting down what they admitted was Russia's London money laundering. It became just too ostentatious and just too exposed. So despite Christopher Steele's fictions, all roads continue to lead right back to London when you're looking for the corrupt and perverted authors of the dying system. So this Saturday, the perverted world elites find themselves trapped between the failure of their system and the exposures of their true character and crimes. They can only manufacture lies and destruction. Trump's American system of prosperity, productivity, and the mission to create a better life for your children provides the escape hatch from this hell. But the American people have to know about Trump's policies and the system which has powered every economic growth spurt in our nation's history. The American system has to be hammered home to people ahead of the midterms. The key question to your congressional representative has to be, what do you know about the American system? Do you support it? That's how you should determine your vote. That educational mission is what Promethean Action has adopted as our most urgent task. You can support us by subscribing to our newsletter and joining our...
Yep. All right, here's some more on it.
Fresh Epstein files just exploded. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton ran interference on a top-tier pedophile cover-up. She personally intervened in 2014 to protect a US ambassador who abused and impregnated an 11-year-old girl at one of Epstein's elite politician parties. High-level espionage, treason, murdered investigators and judges. This isn't fiction. It's filthier than any blockbuster nightmare Hollywood could ever cook up. But mainstream media is dead silent. Big tech, crushing it, shadow banning, suppressing the evidence against Hillary Clinton. Why the media blackout? Because this is Pizzagate.
Because they're all on the same team.
The conspiracy they can't admit is real, even though the evidence is all there. And the evidence just got even more damning. If they ever admit the truth, the whole elite empire collapses, power structures torched, and decades of lies go up in flames. Buckle up. We're diving into the most dangerous story in the world right now. Unfiltered, no apologies. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Local in the same room as very young children for fun. A Pizzagate party, straight up.
Just for fun.
The exact nightmare we've warned about since 2016, when we decoded the pedo code words in John Podesta's emails.
That woman there is so evil. Oh, even the devil will be afraid of her.
Got nuked and shadow banned from every platform. Smeared as dangerous lunatics by the Mockingbird media. Except now the Epstein files...
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Very sensitive information, very important information got leaked through him. This is probably one of his sex buddies.
They're exposing the truth. Email sent by Kenneth Turner to the New York Office of Global Affairs.
And remember, Epstein was part of that CIA where they could blackmail politicians to get them to do what they wanted to. I think that still goes on to today.
Are now public. And they expose the biggest Pizzagate cover-up since Podesta's code words. And they implicate some very important people. More on that in a moment. But first, Ambassador Wayne didn't just assault the 11-year-old, he impregnated her. DNA match 100%.
Impregnated an 11-year-old girl. Insane. I mean, he was doing it with her when she was 10, probably.
The ex-U.S. ambassador to Mexico impregnated an 11-year-old girl. This is Earl Anthony Wayne, the former U.S. ambassador to Mexico from 2011 to 2015. You may want to question ex-U.S. ambassador to Mexico, Mr. Earl Anthony Wayne, about his involvement with an underage girl when he attended and was arrested by federal police. We believe that Blank and Epstein were involved organizing this party, and it was held in Mexico at a U.S. consulate-controlled housing facility. He was sentenced in Mexico in 2017 to a life sentencing for impregnating an 11-year-old girl. Her son's DNA matches Wayne's 100%. But after a huge payoff, the U.S. State Department made a deal with the corrupt judge to allow an ex-U.S. Marine to stand in his place and serve his sentencing in Mexico. Mr. Anthony has an outstanding arrest warrant here in Mexico for avoiding sentencing. Earl Anthony Wayne is now a professor at American University. He's actually teaching classes in the spring of this year on U.S. foreign policy diplomatic practice. After this started circulating online, Earl Anthony Wayne deleted his X account.
Epstein couldn't scrub that mess how he usually did, by disposing of small bodies down a trapdoor on his island straight into the sea. This 11-year-old escaped it.
Think they're still blackmailing, huh? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't believe the whole suicide thing, that's for sure.
Epstein's clutches and gave birth to the...
It was either they killed him or they're hiding him. One or the other.
US ambassador's child. Now here's where it plunges into pure darkness. Hillary Clinton stepped down as Secretary of State in early 2013, officially out. But her grip on the department? Ironclad. Loyalists she planted, deep state holdovers, career insiders, were still running point, executing her orders. And that's exactly what happened in 2014. The Epstein web was starting to crack. Ambassador Wayne's nightmare in Mexico was blowing up. Exposure threatened the whole Epstein ring. So Hillary personally intervened, reaching out through back channels to her State Department loyalists, pulling strings, burying it, protecting the ambassador. shielding Epstein's network. It gets even worse. The mainstream media knew the details, and they chose silence, ran interference and buried the story, protected Hillary at all costs. NBC ran a single solitary news report, which drew the ire of the State Department, and was quickly scrubbed from the internet. And no mainstream news organization ever dared to mention it ever again. That's called complicity in crimes against children. Listen closely to this report. Listen closely to what they say about the ambassador protected by Hillary Clinton.
I don't know if Israel would be the safest place. There's pedos there too. He's got to be at some place where they won't kill him because he knows too much.
It ties in exactly with what the Epstein files just exposed was happening in Mexico.
Some serious allegations this morning facing the State Department.
That's right. According to internal State Department memos, the agency might have called off or intervened in investigation into possibly illegal and inappropriate behavior within its ranks.
Well, yeah, in terms of him being a pedo, but then he would know a lot. They would get a lot of them in trouble.
Allegedly to protect jobs and avoid scandals. This concerns the time that Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. We want to get right to NBC's Chief White House correspondent Chuck Todd with the latest. Chuck, good morning to you.
200 people.
Good morning, Savannah. You know, there's an old saying in Washington that the cover-up is worse than the crime. But in this case, both parts of it are disturbing. Allegations of prostitution and pedophilia, and allegations that those crimes were somehow covered up or not looked into. So the State Department...
If we really had an investigative media, then all this stuff would have been found out a long time ago.
This morning is having to respond to those claims and those investigations of misconduct by State Department officials, including by an ambassador and security agents attached to then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. And the allegations are that these investigations were whitewashed, quashed altogether, and that those orders came from high up.
This isn't ancient history. This is the elite playbook exposed. Children abused at elite parties, cover-ups at the highest levels, and zero accountability. Hillary Clinton has been subpoenaed to answer questions on her relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. If they have any integrity, they'll ask her about why she intervened to protect an ambassador who impregnated an 11-year-old girl at Jeffrey Epstein's party.
NBC News has obtained documents related to ongoing investigations into some disturbing allegations involving State Department personnel and at least one ambassador. A State Department memo says the ambassador, quote, routinely ditched his protective security detail in order to solicit sexual favors from both prostitutes and minor children. The memo also says a top State Department official directed department investigators to, quote, cease the investigation into the ambassador's conduct. It's just one of what another document describes as, quote, several examples of undue influence from top state officials. On Monday, a State Department spokesperson not confirm specific investigations.
I'm not going to talk about specific cases.
The perpetrators are still walking free. Wayne is teaching at a US university this spring. Reptilian. And as for those who covered up his crimes, enabling the elite paedophile ring to continue at the highest levels, they are still walking free, still protected by the mainstream media. As for those pursuing truth and justice in this case, they are dying at an extraordinary rate. We know about the ambassador thanks to emails sent by Kenneth Turner to the New York Office of Global Affairs. Newsflash, he was recently found dead, but not before warning that his life was in danger. Turner had been investigating this case for more than 10 years, in collaboration
must have gotten too close to Hillary there.
With the Mexican presidency. And they found tens of thousands of compromising photos and videos, many featuring Jeffrey Epstein. This is the moment Hillary Clinton and her loyalists in the State Department went into full panic mode, because Epstein's exposure was closing in. Ambassador Earl Anthony...
Was it the 27th of the month? In about 20 days, he's supposed to testify? Him and her? I think he goes first and then her.
Wayne, tried in absentia by a Mexican court. Life sentence.
I hope they do talk, because then they can catch him in perjury.
For impregnating an 11-year-old.
Could you see if they both testified, then they somewhere out of the blue, Epstein pops up and they have him testify? That'll be interesting.
An Epstein-hosted elite party. But Turner's emails drop the hammer.
Either that, or they should have that Maxwell woman testify.
Hillary Clinton loyalists in the State Department cut a dirty deal with a corrupt Mexican judge. They bribe him, swap in a former US Marine to rot in prison instead, and Wayne walks free. Justice buried. Later in the email chain, Turner sent the most explosive email in the batch. He confirmed that an American agent shot a Mexican judge overseeing a child trafficking case linked to the investigation. He also documents 4 armed attacks on his own team, shootouts, ambushes, blood spilled to shut it down. Why was Hillary so hell-bent on killing this investigation and anybody investigating Pizzagate? The emails answer it crystal clear. The case...
She was protecting her power. Didn't want Bill go down, and they would take her down with him.
Doesn't just expose the elite pedophile ring. It proves that Epstein is still alive. And he had Hillary's brother, Tony Rodham, murdered. Body swapped in that infamous suicide photo. A cold warning to the Clintons. Stay silent, stay in line, or your family is next. The elite don't play games. They eliminate loose ends. We've got the full breakdown coming up after this important word from our sponsor. Stay locked. This gets even darker. The global elite are raking in #1 crypto platform millionaires already. Block trust IRAs when you open an account. Strings in the DOJ,
Trying to get to the end
low
of it.
profile, conveniently dead at 64, vanished from public view. No big funeral, no autopsy, just gone. Now the Kenneth Turner emails, buried in those fresh Epstein file drops, blow the lid wide open. Turner's evidence lays it out cold. The body on that stretcher? It's Tony Rodham. Photos line up. Eyebrows, ears, jawline, hooked nose, the works. Timing? Surgical. Epstein supposedly dies August the 10th, 2019, barely 2 months after Rodham. Motive? Crystal clear. Epstein or his handlers, whoever pulled the strings, needed leverage. A brutal message to the Clintons. Stay in line, keep quiet, or your family pays the price. Swap the body, fake the suicide.
Who do you think is the big head power person above all of them? All these sickos.
Break the proof and remind Hillary Clinton who's really in control. This isn't coincidence. This is a warning shot fired straight at the heart of the elite machine. They paraded Hillary's brother's corpse to scare the Clintons. And the media, still calling it all a conspiracy.
Well, she's got some medical issues. I don't know. The fainting and all the other issues is real bad.
Theory. But the documents don't lie.
I anticipate there will be a full court
Probably has a shortage of adrenochrome now.
press in October. I mean, the crazy story about me running a child trafficking operation out of a basement of a pizzeria. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. It was a huge story.
Right now, the Clintons are sweating bullets. Bill's deposition hits on the 27th. Hillary's on the 26th. House oversight. Closed doors, cameras rolling. They're begging for public hearings to look transparent, while Coma keeps it locked down. Why the terror? They're hiding the darkest crimes. Child trafficking empires, body swaps, silenced investigators. The body count of honest whistleblowers, crashes, suicides, poisonings is staggering.
Yeah,
And
they are
sit
looking
at
awful,
the
aren't they,
center.
Tammy?
No matter what the polls say, we can't let up.
They are looking awful. They aren't getting all the adrenochrome they used to get.
We can't get driven down crazy conspiracy rabbit holes.
The Clintons aren't just scared of subpoenas. They're in mortal fear for their lives. The handlers who once shielded them, the ones who paraded a corpse to send a message, those strings are snapping. One slip in that room, one more leaked file, and the protection vanishes. And when that happens, all hell will break loose.
Yeah.
Seth Rich leaked the Pizzagate cover-up to
Whoever it is, they definitely want to try to keep their name out of it.
WikiLeaks and ended up dead, just like the Mexican judge, and so many of the Clintons' associates who knew too much. There is a reckoning coming.
A lot of people don't realize that the whole Pizzagate thing did not start with a pizza parlor, and it didn't even start with Hillary Clinton's emails being about pedophilia or anything satanic or anything like that. It actually started with them doing a different investigation into Hillary Clinton for a different thing, and they wanted access to her email server.
The 2016
and
election.
it didn't, like, that shouldn't be a problem. You are literally like a public servant. And so then she went and destroyed them all and poured bleach over their destroyed corpses to try to erase all the evidence. But Seth Rich, one of her staffers, leaked all of these emails to WikiLeaks. And I have personally, that is not a rumor. That is like very much a fact.
So, where does this leave us?
Freemasons, huh?
It leaves us staring straight into the rotted heart of the elite's agenda. An agenda built on
never could
surveillance,
get a
blackmail, and
grip in my
absolute
mind
control.
exactly what a what Freemason
The fact is, they've declared
Almost
war
sounds
on
satanic.
us. If you're still using Alexa VPN in 2025, that's like wiring your brain straight into the surveillance matrix. The globalist takeover needs just one thing. Every click, every search, every move you make online in their hands. You think you're safe? Mossad has been busted spying on White House officials. Nobody's safe. That's why VP.net was built in 2025. The world's first verified privacy secure, even they're shut out. Back with VP.net/TPV.
Okay, that sounds like all ads right there.
So let me get this straight. With the release of the Epstein emails a couple of days ago, we learned that Epstein couldn't stand Trump, like hated him, and didn't trust him. And for years, we had the media...
Because he couldn't use them.
...constantly telling us that Trump and Epstein were close friends. And now we see the opposite. Epstein stating that they were not friends, they did not have a relationship, and that he actively avoided and wanted nothing to do with Trump. Meanwhile, we have major media outlets like the New York Times working with Epstein to manipulate and cover up stories on him. And then you have Bradley Edwards, the attorney of Epstein's accusers, who has publicly stated for years that Donald Trump was the only high-profile person who immediately helped, cooperated, and provided information. And then afterwards you have Epstein writing that Trump didn't have one decent cell in his body. And because that was all so incriminating, Democrats then had to fake redactions of a victim's name, that victim being Virginia Giuffre, the same Virginia Giuffre that publicly stated that Trump never harmed her, never acted inappropriately, and was actually one of the only people who treated her kindly. Oh, and Russiagate, after years and years of breathless coverage, was in fact confirmed as a manufactured political operation against Trump.
Exactly,
and as
Tammy.
If all that wasn't embarrassing enough, today the Democrats had to dig themselves an even deeper hole. After being absolutely flooded with comments, the official Democrats' X account had to delete this post where they insinuated Trump spent Thanksgiving of 2017 with Epstein. The man was president at the time. Every second of his day is accounted for. Don't you guys think that he would have been caught if this were true? He was serving meals to active duty military.
Especially with all the cameras Epstein had.
Florida. So, I'm just confused at what this was all supposed to achieve at this point. If anything, it just exonerated Trump even more, so I'm confused.
Okay, I'm going to change it up for a little while and do some humor before I go back to the more serious stuff. Anyways, here we go. We'll do Deep Thoughts first.
Deep Thoughts by AOC. Deep Thoughts by AOC.
Communism only killed 100 million people last century. It's time we give it another shot. I don't need farmers. I get all my food from the grocery store. If we just legalize all crime, then there will be a dramatic drop in crime rates. If socialism doesn't work, why are all my socialist friends in DC multimillionaires? If trans women aren't women, why are they winning all the women's sports? If you take Tylenol PM while pregnant, your child will only be autistic at night. USAID money laundering protects us from all the germs on money. I'm fighting capitalism by always using lowercase letters. What are you doing? If Walmart can't handle constant looting, they shouldn't be in business. If we divide the 127 accepted genders by white supremacy, how much climate change do we have?
Deep Thoughts by AOC.
Yeah, I don't think Trump wouldn't be doing so much good. He wouldn't be trying to turn this into going against the World Economic Forum if he was Freemason.
Thoughts by AOC.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop killing ducks to make duct tape.
So stupid. All right, not this one, but the one after this is a little racy. I'm going to give you a heads up on before the other one. It's actually from an old TV show. You'll recognize it as soon as they play it. But I play this other one first, this other short one.
Ding dong, come in.
This house is on stolen land.
But this is my house. But
it would be funny if it really happened.
House.
No! Thank you, Billy.
And the left wouldn't be trying to stop him so bad if he really was a Freemason. Yeah. All right. You're forewarning. This is from the I think in the 80s they made this one. It's pretty funny. Be ready to laugh. I know I'll end up laughing.
George, that's
recognize the show?
Drink. I know that. Well, put it down. Mama, will you leave me alone, please? I said put it down. You've had enough. Look, Mama, I'm a big boy now. I don't need you to blow my nose for me. Now, will you leave me alone? George.
Hey there, Jefferson. That ain't very nice, talking that way to your little mammy here.
Hypocrite.
Who you calling Mammy? You. Well, don't you dare call me Mammy. I'm nobody's Mammy. I'm his mother. Now, if you've got anything to say to me, you call me Mrs. Jefferson.
Oh, she's Mrs. Jefferson.
Don't talk to me. And don't you
it gets better.
Mother Jefferson, what's wrong? No, I'm getting out here. George, what's going on?
He called Mama Mammy. I didn't think I was doing nothing wrong. I thought all colored people call their mothers Mammy. Well, I did, Jefferson. That's
You've seen this one, huh?
Geez, Al Jolson called his mother Mammy for years.
See that, Louise? You see? That's what you get for inviting white.
Oh, I see you, Mr. Bunker. Oh, you with me?
Yeah.
Well, Lionel, shouldn't we introduce my parents to yours?
Oh, yeah, sure. Now, wait a minute there, Lionel. Hey, do you mean to tell me that your father ain't met that man?
No, I'm going to introduce him right now.
This I
got. Could you come over here in a second? I got some people I want you to meet.
Hey, Jefferson, you're going to love this.
Okay, Mom, Pop, this is Jenny's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Willis.
I'm very pleased to meet you. How do you do?
Mrs. Jefferson? Mr. Jefferson? Wait! You're black. You're kicking that head, ain't it?
Sorry, I'm laughing. Oh, that's good.
Lionel, I want to talk to you.
Can't do that on TV anymore.
All the chickens come out to the roasters now.
Would you just excuse us, please?
Listen, you know what I think? Would you excuse us, please? What the hell? I'll eat something.
George, I thought you said you liked Jenny. That's before I met him.
Wait, now you don't even know him.
I don't want to know him. I don't want no white in-laws in my family.
They're going to be my in-laws, not yours.
Think, son, think. What about your children? What they going to be?
Well, boys and girls, I hope.
You know, Archie Bunker was a big-time liberal, though. He was just playing that part.
Not wanted here.
Helen, don't fly off the handle.
I want to leave, and right now.
But, Mom,
Jenny, you stay out of this. This is between your father and me.
Okay, have a good time.
Can't you tell when you've been insulted?
Now, just don't get excited.
I am not getting excited. I am getting mad.
Listen to him, Louise. That's what happens when you mix black and white. 10 more seconds, he's going to call her nigga.
Listen to that. I ain't used that word in 3 years.
Uh-oh.
Malcolm, what is this world coming to?
Beats me, Jefferson. All I got to say is, here's to yesterday.
Yeah, he's a good actor. That's true. I forgot the police show he played on for a long time. His son had a big overdose of drugs, though, and he was playing on the show as well.
This is what you could end up looking like if you eat some of the raw, frozen shrimp being sent to the United States by other countries.
No one is illegal on stolen land sounds real deep from your mansion surrounded by bodyguards, while normal girls like me are getting raped and stabbed on British streets. Sit down, privileged pop princess.
I thought I put all the funny stuff pretty much together, a lot of them anyways.
So I asked you, Secretary Benson, will you be the voice of reason in the administration and urge Trump to stop waging a war on American consumers and on housing or affordability and putting the economy at risk? Yes or no? You don't have to explain. Will you be the voice? Will you be the voice? Will you be the voice? Will you be the voice of reason? Will you be the voice of reason?
A study
Yes or
from
no?
Morgan University
Reclaiming my
has
time.
shown
Reclaiming my time.
I don't watch regular TV shows anymore, not really.
Reclaiming my time.
was a mass
Reclaiming my
unfettered
time.
immigration.
Mr. Chair, will you
let
let
in
him
between
know
10
that
and
when I
20
asked
million
him
immigrants.
time
does
took
belong
up
to the housing stock. 10 and 20 million immigrants
Can you
took
shut
up the
him up?
housing stock of working Americans. And can you maintain some level of dignity?
Gentleman's time has expired.
No, my time has not expired.
Your time has expired. The
The
gentleman,
gentleman took up my time. I think you should recognize that, Mr. Chair.
the gentlewoman's
He took
time
up
has
my
expired. The gentlewoman's time has
Well,
expired.
if you want
Chair,
to,
parliamentary
if you
inquiry.
want to protect him,
him
The chair
smiling.
recognizes the vice chairman of the
Mr.
committee,
Chair,
Mr.
if you
Heisinger.
want to
parliamentary inquiry.
go right ahead, but I would not expect you to do
This
that.
is what Congress is really like. I like it when they have the little kids smiling on this and stuff.
All the streets are brown, and the teachers gay. I went for a walk, got mugged along the way, yeah. I'd be safe from harm if I moved from LA. California fleeing, I gotta get away. Stopped into a woke church with rainbow flags displayed. When I pulled out my KJV, Hebrew and Greek, the pastor burst into flames. I know Montana can be cold, it can be cold, and Florida's out of the way. Florida's out of the way, but still in California, fleeing, just gotta get away. All the lights are down, power's out today.
Yeah, out in California, they have brownouts all the time.
Now I have to walk, can't charge my Tesla today, yeah. The taxis are so high, taking all my money, and the traffic's a pain. I've been on the 405 California fleeing, I'm fleeing. I said I gotta get away. I gotta get away. I gotta get away. I gotta California fleeing. I gotta get away.
All right, you'll recognize JP here, JP Sears. He's good too.
Bill, and we're not recording yet, so it's off the record. Going through these Epstein files, did you really give Melinda an STD that you got from the Russian girls?
No, absolutely.
So it didn't come from a lab, if you know what I mean. It came from Russian gals. But what STD did you give Melinda?
TB, HIV, malaria, HPV, anemia.
It's a lot of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bill, with those ones, all you got to do is take a Tylenol before bed for 2 months, clears them right up.
Very clever.
The files also say that you asked Epstein for a form of an antibiotic that you could slip into Melinda's food to treat her without her ever knowing. Is that true?
Yeah.
Do you feel bad for sleeping with Russian girls of unspecified ages and then giving Melinda an STD?
I don't care.
Did you ever give an STD to anyone else?
I gave some to my children.
Like a lot of them?
Hopefully not so much to distort their lives.
By the way, how's the new vaccine coming?
So there are already hundreds of thousands of deaths.
That's a lot of deaths.
Well, we see that in particular with vaccines.
So circling back, hanging out with Epstein.
So I do some of that.
Yeah, quite a bit. You know, a known sex offender, a lot of people have a negative perspective on that. So why'd you hang out with Epstein?
I think it's a good idea.
Not all billionaires like to hang out with Epstein, though. It's weird. Do you think they should?
I think they should, not only because it would have very positive impact, but I think they would find it very fulfilling.
Yeah, I can only imagine how fulfilling that would be. Yeah, it's known that you attended dinners with Epstein, but you guys were also working on some real science. Like emails from 2015 show that you were working with Epstein to plan the pandemic. Do you guys have any other scientific breakthroughs at his place?
The main cause of diarrhea was discovered there.
That makes me wonder, with so much science and philanthropy going on, how's Epstein able to get so much blackmail dirt on a guy like you?
Well, you have to do constant surveillance, including things like sewage surveillance.
And then you use that for control. Makes sense, right? But with all this stuff about you that's come out in these files and all the things that could come out, do you ever worry about facing justice and prosecution? Things like that.
Well, when you have great wealth, say
no more. And that is how that should work. But anyway, we're going to start this interview now. We recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
There's an uproar about Bill Gates' relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, sparked by the release of the new Epstein files. So joining us tonight to discuss these damning files is Bill Gates. Bill, how do you respond to the allegations in the files? Here's the PR script. Just write that.
I met Jeffrey in 2011.
They're approving big loans even after all this, Colin? Personally approved by, they're saying in the past they did that. Okay.
So over a period of 3 years, I had a number of dinners with him. The focus was always, he knew a lot of very rich people, and he was saying he could get them to give money to global health.
You only met him at dinners.
It's factually true that I was only at dinners. I never went to the island. I never met any women.
Right. No women. We should probably just include girls in that.
But
here, it's this one. It reminds you.
It just reminds me, every minute I spent with him, I regret, and
they should sell that mansion and give the money back to the taxpayers.
Apologize that I did that.
Apology accepted. Bill Gates, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Great. And cut. You did great on this, Bill. You got nothing to worry about. By the way, I really enjoyed your guys' work on the pandemic.
The next pandemic that'll come sometime could be worse.
Can't wait to see what you have planned.
They'll time it for elections.
Hey, as I've reflected on the past year, one of my best sounds simple, but the difference is real. I'm falling asleep.
Oh, okay. That's an ad. Okay, we're going next short one.
Goodness, Opie, why aren't you dressed for school yet?
I ain't going to school today, MP. I'm meeting some of the fellas to protest ICE down by the Laren Center.
Oh, now, Opie, how many times have your father and I told you to stop hanging around a bunch of retards?
now living among mountains of trash. 11 days after the Manhattan snowstorm, the streets remain buried under piles of garbage, and the city government has done little to fix it. Many residents say the city is slowly turning into an open-air landfill. Filthy black snow, garbage soup flooding the sidewalks, ice rinks on every corner, cars buried like fossils, people slipping, breaking ankles, no one shoveling, no one salting, no one doing anything. This is New York City, 3 minutes from the mayor's house. Under Mayor Mamdani, the city that never sleeps is becoming the city that never sweeps. Towering 8-foot-high piles of rat-infested trash are choking the streets around Gracie Mansion, while the mayor's residence appears to receive spotless white-glove treatment. And yet, Mamdani publicly claims he can't imagine how things could get better, even as more and more New Yorkers express anger over what they see as a complete failure of responsibility and basic civic duty. On the Upper East Side, residents are still forced to trudge through garbage-covered streets, dodging rats and walking past snowbanks soaked with dog urine a full week after Winter Storm Fern. This is not just neglect. This is a breakdown of leadership.
I agree. Unacceptable. Here's some more on this. This is New York City. Oop, I paused it.
Never have enemies like this.
Yep, he's already broke. They already gave out all their money to the child care places and all that kind of crap. That kind of stuff. Here's Seattle. See what they're doing out there.
I picked up this suicide kit funded by our taxpayer dollars, known as Needle Exchange. It's really a needle dispensary, but there's not really needles anymore because nobody's using needles. They're using foil to smoke fentanyl. The #1 cause of death in the United States of America is overdose deaths between the ages of 18 and 45. We have foil.
But we're still paying to hand out all those free needles.
We have instructions on how to roll foil into pipes. We have tourniquets, not even relevant anymore, so that's definitely a waste of taxpayer dollars. We have cookers, and oh, that wasn't good enough. We had to create cookers with a little pinky ring so you couldn't burn yourself. So this is harm reduction. I call this drug enablement. This is being paid for by our taxpayer dollars. When I'm elected as your state house representative, I will defund these suicide kits. This is cruel. We're giving these out to teenagers. We're giving these out to first-time users.
They're pissing away money, too.
Sadly, in this kit that I picked up at the King County Needle Dispensary, there was nothing in this package that offered access to treatment. We need a culture that makes it hard to get high and easy to get clean.
It has to be fixed. It has to be fixed out there. All right, this is outside the ICE facility at Whipple. They're finally bringing some correctional officers in and letting them do stuff about it, and police. You're going to like this one, John. The second half of this is good.
Everyone, that helps you, Taylor.
We are fine. We're not doing anything wrong. We care about each other. Can you guys say that about yourself?
He's ready. Look at him. He's ready. He's trying to pick somebody else. How is he?
They
don't even have
You are under arrest. Be seated where you are. Officers.
I like it. Watch them all like whine like babies.
Where you are.
They told them to move. Down you go. They're starting to do something about it.
Leave me alone.
It's out in Minnesota.
Trooper! Leave me alone. We need one here too. Trooper! Rush her!
Not gonna play like they're all wounded. One says he can't breathe. All the play acting's not gonna do you any good. Handcuff her.
Under stomach. Roll under stomach.
Yeah, okay. Get your butt kicked.
Do you feel good about
You'll
yourself?
like this one, John.
Do you feel good about
You'll like the next one too. The one after that, though.
We're going to get you to a van. You're under arrest.
You are under arrest. Be seated where you are
Bye-bye.
and follow the directions of officers. You are under arrest. Be seated where you are and follow the directions of officers.
Some of them are state patrol, some of them are correctional officers.
I'm not doing anything to you.
This
You are
is
being unreasonably
this is helping out ICE.
aggressive.
Things are changing out there now. Because they got into that Snapchat and stuff too, they've taken down a lot of their network.
I can't breathe. I can't fucking breathe. Let me pull my mask down. Shit.
Oh, she's gonna say she's pregnant.
Damn.
This one's saying she can't breathe.
I have asthma. Can you calm the fuck down? I'm not even touching you. I'm
Well, put your
doing
arm behind your
nothing to you.
back and
I
get
was rolling.
handcuffed
I
and
didn't
get
know
up.
rolling around on the ground was illegal. I didn't know it was illegal to roll around on the ground.
Yep. You're going bye-bye.
I didn't.
I wish they'd keep them longer. Most of them they keep for about 9 hours.
You guys got to take a step back. Put your backpack. Oh, yeah, that works. Well, actually, no. Don't touch my fucking backpack. Top 101.
Cry like a baby. Put your arm behind your back so I can handcuff you. This would stop when they start making them spend some real time in jail.
Cowards! Oh, I'm choking. I'm dying. I can't breathe!
She's dying! I thought you'd like it. John squealing like a pig.
He has a broken back, so be careful.
Oh, he's got a broken back. And what the hell is he doing out there with a broken back? Goddamn liar. You're going too. Do you notice a lot of these are middle-aged libtards? I'm tired. Good one, Marianne. Good one.
You're under arrest. For what? You're under arrest. All right, I'm with media.
Less and less of them are coming out now. I didn't finish that.
I'm dying. I can't breathe!
I thought it was almost the end. I can't breathe my butt. Dear Democrats and Republican equals Epstein. Yeah, some of them. Just to a lesser extent, I think. Definitely,
You're under arrest.
George
You're under arrest.
Floyd, huh?
You're under arrest. All right, I'm with media.
Good one, Colin. Now you got me laughing again. All right, now that this is another good development out there, they're taking down all these places where they're blocking people from getting through and stuff. They did some of this before.
You guys are the ones who destroyed neighborhoods.
Watch the cow that these leftists have. It's unbelievable.
Hey, stop pushing me! Stop that motherfucker!
They finally got their regular cops to do their job.
All the same. MPD, KKK, ICE. Why are you doing all the same? Have a spine, bro. Have a spine. You don't gotta do it. What are you pretending you gotta do it?
Yeah, they're having a spine, getting them out of the road. They're not supposed to be in the road. That's illegal. And what they're doing for passing cars driving through, stopping each one, IDing them, taking their plates. I thought they didn't want the cops to mask. Look at their masking.
Hey, you're blocking traffic! You're blocking traffic! What's your problem, bro?
Black Scout Survival is doing a limited run on that. Yeah, with littering too. Start finding the living crap out of them besides going to jail. Now this next one's going to bother you. The leftists come up with this new tactic of sending women into these gyms and stuff like that. This is going to bother you. I have to warn you.
Let's go. Give us answers. Let's go.
They're going after the two people working there, the two young girls working there. You wouldn't believe the harassment this whole group does.
Say them out loud and for the camera for all my viewers. Let's hear it. Why are you being silent?
They want them to go after ICE, and they're working at this place.
Let's hear it, Delaney, loud and proud, baby. You want to say it? Let's fucking say it.
Purgatory, I know.
Okay, let's go. It's an and a weld. You should have well-rehearsed corporate action and words ready to go. Our community. I sent out $10,000 for people for rent yesterday that people gave on.
I'd be getting in that lady's face, I tell you.
To my Venmo that I'm going to pay taxes on. Delaney, let's hear a goddamn answer.
What's her taxes have to do with this business?
The silence is deafening. So I think they're just taking a pause.
No, don't take a pause. Come on, you came here to silence teachers to make sure everything was good. I've never seen your fucking face in 10 years of practicing and paying my money at the studio. Don't take a pause. Be loud with core power corporate answers. Let's fucking go. What do you got to say?
Okay, I was just sharing.
Louder, Delaney, for us in the back. Let's go. What is it? Why? Why are you having one of our best teachers quit? Because you can't stand behind her. Answer that. Okay. Person with the glasses, do you have a good answer? Delaney can't seem to cough it out.
So, I mean, we're being berated right now, and so
You're not being berated. You're being asked hard questions that you should have been answered. This is
a yoga spot, and they're after her. And they're not talking out about a teacher getting fired for being so anti-ICE.
Berating. Okay. Trust me. Berating is what our neighbors are living through.
Yeah, I stand corrected. You are absolutely correct.
That's right. I know I am.
The furniture, Marianne, was for them to sit on and also block people from getting through.
Apologize.
Okay. What's that? Why is your company?
Operations of the studio today, and to hear you and to listen, right? We want to hear you and listen. If you want to talk, let's talk. I really personally care about all of you and what you have to say. So
If you're not a radical leftist, they're going to attack you. This gets worse.
You gonna put the ICE up sign back on the front door? We don't want to chat. We want action. We chat all fucking day long in this state. Are you gonna put the ICE out sign on the back on the front door?
Is that the ask? Yes.
Yeah, and we want you to take us to.
The biggest ask here, please let me know if you guys are feeling different.
State. Are you gonna put the ICE out sign on the back on the front door?
I didn't mean it back. I meant to pause it.
Yeah, and we want you to take us to.
Look at all these leftist women attacking those two little girls, young girls there.
Here, please let me know if you guys are feeling differently. The biggest ask here is that Core Power is a major corporation. They're all over this country. The fact that they're staying silent about what is happening in Minneapolis, not only staying silent, but trying to silence us and speaking out. And by us, I mean the people who are working for Power, your guys' teachers.
Right. They're attacking them. All these people here. There's a dude there. It seems to be a yoga place. What the hell? Because they're not standing up for some teacher that got fired? Got fired for being anti-ICE?
Your guys, people who are presenting you, the fact that is being silenced.
They're going around business to business doing this shit.
The fact that you guys are staying silent, that is complicit. That is not okay. People are being murdered and abducted and attacked here.
Complicit? You don't want to be an asshole like her?
And it is heinous. I am a nurse. It kills me to see people
they operate in numbers.
Fucking hurt our community. This is our community and it's bullshit. Like, that's what it is. It's silence. It's not putting a fucking sign on the door. It's the fact that you guys don't seem to give a fuck and we're giving you fucking...
How about if you don't want to get ICE out of there, you goddamn assholes?
Thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, and we can take our fucking community elsewhere. And I can talk about other people around the country to take your fucking...
Yeah, take your business elsewhere. We don't want to listen to your assholes.
Elsewhere. So if it's going to hit it in the wallet, is that the only way that you guys are going to fucking see it? Then so fucking be it. We can fucking get a...
ICE is doing their job, you idiots. We'll probably get some real nice conservative women to come in there.
Someplace else. Next to the media. You guys are nice. Saturdays at noon. Woo-hoo. Such bullshit. Like, I can give a shit if you personally care about what is happening here. The fact is, you guys are here to resemble and like to be the face of corporate for us to give a listening ear. This is the ear.
The ear is everybody's mad. The ear is this community needs help. The ear is that like just saying, okay, we'll put the sign on.
It's a yoga space.
We're looking for more help. We're looking for the corporations that we give our dollars to stand up for what we believe in.
Next thing, they'll start trashing the place if they don't get what they want, like the little kids that have a tantrum on the floor.
Thank you. We do really care and we do appreciate all of you. And we want to be here to support you as a community. I will personally take this back and see like what are we going to do? What can we do? And we'll circle back. Wow, a circle back. So amazing.
There's been meetings, multiple meetings.
She's bending already to them.
This isn't the first time corporate's been here. There's been
What do they want them to trash the place too or something?
tons of meetings and chats. They know exactly the teachers' demands. They just won't do it, and instead they send people who have no idea. I'm not shake y'all. They don't have no idea what's going on. Poor people, the corporates are just sending.
I know. I used the ASS word.
I know I won't be continuing here.
Sorry. This pisses me off.
That's a model of a gym that's done.
This is their new tactic, trying to get corporates to go against them.
The right thing from day one. It's women owned, it's queer friendly, it's really welcoming. So, and it's clean. So take that as you will. Thank you.
And also, I would just say, we got to be real about the fact that 2 white women are here to defend the corporation. I mean,
see, it had to come up white and black.
And I understand that here, but you also took the assignment. You took the assignment to stand here and defend this corporation. You got up this morning, drove in your car from.
They're working on a goddamn job. That's what they're supposed to do.
Wherever the fuck you live, because you decided to stand with Core Power. So I'm not going to take it easy on you.
Kick them out and don't let them back in the gym.
Yeah, but like, so Delaney with Berated, right? Like, you go home tonight and you look at.
Yeah, they can go piss up a rope. I wonder what the rest of that video was like, if it got worse. I don't know. I didn't see it. Anyway, this is about Oxford becoming its first official World Economic Forum planning.
15 minutes of freedom here in the UK. So let me tell you the plan. The plan is in Oxford, and this has just been passed by the council, to divide
15-minute cities.
The city here into a bit of a squiggly city into.
Colin, is this happening where you are?
6 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you will only have the freedom to operate in the part that you live. So if this is you, the idea is that everybody will live within 15 minutes of the things they need. 15 minutes of a school, 15 minutes of a doctor's, 15 minutes of a supermarket. And if you want to travel to the other zones in your city, or maybe soon your town, you will have to go out an approved route. You will have to journey around the outside of the city in order to re-enter another section of the.
You can't go from one section to the other. You got to go out and back. Now watch the penalties out there in England or in Britain.
City. This plan is supposed to be saving the planet. And the idea is that you won't simply be able to cross over into other sections of your city anymore. So if your mother, for example, lived over here, you wouldn't be able to just go across and see her. This would all be done via e-gates, electronic gates, and number plate recognition. You in your area will only be allowed within that 15-minute zone that you've been allocated. The number plate recognition will know if you leave your zone. And you can apply for permission, a permit to leave your zone and travel to another zone. But you'll only be allowed to do this about 100 times a year. That's
what it's going to start out as, and then eventually they'll cut it down, cut it down, cut it down.
Real. I just have to stop and say that. This is actually being passed by Oxford Council. This is happening in the next 2 years, 2024 it begins. And if you use up all your 100 passes that someone designates whether you're allowed to have to go into the different zones, you'll be fined. Your number plate will be recognised. It will observe that you've gone somewhere you're not allowed in your own city, and it will fine you £100 or £80 or whatever the fine number is.
It's going to get worse, I tell you.
Y'all can miss me with all that whining and crying and shit. I've never been a monkey. I'll never be a monkey. Never have been a monkey. Doesn't take away my integrity. Doesn't take away my skin color. Doesn't take away my ambition. Doesn't take away my confidence as a black woman. I can't relate. It does not bother me. What did Trump do that's wrong? I don't think he did anything that's wrong. His staff members, whoever, what? The Democratic Party isn't a bunch of wild animals? I see them as wild animals. And you got the lion in there taming all these motherfuckers. That's how I see it. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure the Democrats can relate because that's all they do is thrive off of the racist tropes. That's their whole party is thriving off of racist tropes. I mean, y'all are real sensitive. For real. I mean, maybe I'm just, I don't see.
Well, it's probably coming to the rest of England eventually. They're just starting it there.
Ever.
I think she was based on that. All right, so Gavin Newsom gave out this woman CDLs. They're giving out CDLs like candy 2 months ago.
Listen, your trailer lights is off.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I can't. I don't know where the lights are.
Say it again?
I don't know where the lights are.
You don't know where the lights is at?
Yeah?
How long you had your CDL?
For 2 months now.
And you don't know where your lights is at?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
She doesn't even look like she can reach the pedals.
But you driving in the dark.
I'm trying to find it. I can't find it.
Listen, and you can't be driving in the dark though. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. But I can't find it. I can't find
Do you really got a CDL?
Yeah.
Listen, I ain't trying to be rude or nothing, but you gonna cause an accident.
I know. I'm trying to find where the lights are.
So you don't know where your lights is at. So you drove all day with no lights.
I'm trying.
So listen. Let me see your CDL. Never mind, you probably don't even got it. You don't got it? I said your CDL, what's that? Never mind, listen, never mind. I don't think you should be driving though. That's not your CDL. You know what CDL is?
Yeah, I know.
Let me see your CDL again.
It's her
You gave it
license.
to me. Where'd it go?
That same piece of paper.
This. How long you had this CDL for?
2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
You from here?
No.
You from America?
No.
All right, here, take your CDL back. You good? Listen, I'm just letting you know. I don't think you should be driving. But I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, this is messed up. But she's gonna vote Democrat. That's what they need. They're replacing us anyways.
I absolutely have to respond to this comment because that's important to me to let people know what did I get when I went over to the Republican Party. Number one, first and foremost, which was most important to me, I got the freedom to be me. I got the freedom to be.
That's happening in New York, Illinois, and Wisconsin, Minnesota. I don't know about Wisconsin. I think it is Wisconsin also. There's like 9 states at least. Or it's 18 that they were giving them away, and now it's down to about 9.
Sam to say what the fuck Sam want to say, to feel how Sam want to feel, to like who Sam want to like, to not like who Sam want to like. That is the most important thing that I got was my freedom. Okay? Number 2, I got acceptance. They accepted that I didn't think like them on a lot of things. And that was fine for them. They didn't say shit to me about it. They had no problems with it whatsoever. None. Okay? That is more important to me than anything. What do you thought I was going to say? I got some reparations, some money, no, because it's not about that. When you have been in bondage for decades
I don't know how she reached
and
the
generations, There's nothing more important in this life than your freedom.
Nothing makes you feel safe like having them drive on the road with a tractor trailer, huh?
And I got the freedom to think, to feel, to talk to be around whoever the fuck I want to without judgment. And that, my friend, that is everything for me. Everything. Oh, you know what else I got? Acceptance. They accepted that I didn't think like them in every which way. They accepted that I didn't even look like them. They accepted that. They accepted my past. They accepted my present. They accepted everything about me. I was accepted. And not because I was a Republican, but this is the first time I felt accepted for being me. And I love it over here.
Forgot more than she knows.
Every minute of it. I love it over here.
You guys. Well, she's welcome to join us when you got common sense here. All right, they doing euthanasia here now in New York State, helping them commit suicide.
Okay, so this is a big one. New York has just legalized to be the 13th state in America and one jurisdiction that's going to be offering the terminally ill track 1 individuals euthanasia or physician-assisted suicide. So this is crazy for several reasons. This is where it starts. This is where
what happens is they talk you into it. They're doing it up in Canada. Some 50,000 kids a year kill themselves with the government's help. Sometimes without even telling the parents.
Death cult starts. They always start with track 1, the terminally ill, the ones that we can put but grandma's dying. And I hear you, I'm not discounting that. But what I am trying to point out to you is this is how it starts. You do not get to decide what walks through when you start to legalize death by your government. Euthanasia is not compassion. It's not dignity. It's a doctor taking your life when they're tired and done with you. And when you have been slow dripped in ideology to end your own life. Now, this is huge because this shows that America is making the attempt to push forward. I've reached out to so many people, and I'm hopeful at some point we can discuss this with higher levels of the United States government before they become the next Canada. And I promise you, you do not want that. Because right now we are about to hit our 100,000th death by a doctor in this country this spring.
Mimes.
So we're the alarm bell. Anyone listening?
I'm in New York too. Unbelievable. We are the carbon they're trying to get rid of.
What do you see as the biggest challenges in conservation?
The growing human population. Because if where we are, there's nothing else.
And do you have views about what should be done about that?
Can't you guess?
Or epidemics. I mean, I don't know what it would be. But in one way or another, we are so far, globally, we are so far above the population and the consumption levels which can be supported by this planet that I know in one way or another it's going to come back down. So I don't hope to avoid that. I hope that it can occur in a civil way.
We cannot hide away from human population growth because, it underlies so many of the other problems. All these things we talk about wouldn't be a problem.
She's wanted us all dead for a long time.
The size of population that there was 500 years ago.
And then after that, we've got to stabilize the population. When I was born, there were
what's wrong with the population? I mean,
with too many people. That's why we have global warming. We have global warming because too many people are using too much stuff.
Now, tomorrow, I think I'm going to come on at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm going to be talking about this global warming and showing clips on this bullcrap of the global warming bullcrap, how they were pushing this years ago, how we were going to go in a deep freeze originally, and then it was global warming, and, because for a while, the temperature goes up and down, El Nino, and all that kind of crap,
But if there were less people, they'd be using less stuff.
So I got a good show coming up tomorrow at 5 p.m. I'm sorry it might overlap the Super Bowl a bit.
The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on...
Guess who's talking? It's Bill Gates.
On new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The new vaccines to kill us.
You brought up some issues that others are reluctant to bring up.
Always. All the religious groups are against me because I'm talking about population. They want more souls. I want less on the planet.
Yep. All right, this is what they're trying to bring into Texas here. This is for Tammy and John.
I'm going to show you a map here. This map represents 42 new mosques in the state of Texas in a 24-month period of time. Look how close they all are. It is all
2 years, 24 months. In 24 months, they put all these mosques up.
by design. It is all the plan. They're going to take over America from within. How do you do that? You take a location, you own that location, and then what you start to do is you start to spread out around that location. You build the center, and then you
Really, all I do is collect clips and talk about them a little bit there, John. That's all I'm really doing now. I do have some guests I'm talking to, but I haven't been able to work it out.
build the outskirts like they did in Dearborn. Take the core, make it so obnoxious for anybody who is not Islamic, and just keep on spreading it out like a cancer cell. Metastasize it.
Exactly.
That's Manhattan. Manhattan right now is basically a Muslim enclave. It wasn't like that 10, 15, 20 years ago. Now they've got their mayor, and what's going to wind up happening is that is going to continue to breathe and expand into the 5 boroughs and Long Island. And the way they spread it is brilliant. They start doing things that you and I don't align with, that we can't take it anymore. 5 times during the day, you're going to hear through the loudspeaker. You're trying to sit in your backyard. You're trying to go to a park. You're at work and you got to hear freaking calls to Mecca 5 times a day. You know what you do?
Yeah,
Put the for sale sign on your house. If you don't believe this, if you think I am over exaggerating, this is not what I'm about to show you anywhere in the Middle
I'm going
East.
to watch some Olympics
This is
too a little bit.
called the middle of Houston, Texas. They are.
That's in Houston. Did you see that? Let me rewind a little bit. This is Houston. Now I got several million in New York City too now.
They are trying to make it happen everywhere, and they are moving rapidly.
Now here's about Mondami in New York City. He wants to bring into America.
These aren't children. These are fucking demons.
One of them just came up, looked at me, and went like this. Well, we know what that means. The sign, this one they keep putting up, this was the old ISIS symbol. One, meaning one God, one religion, one faith, one leader, symbol of unity and power. These boys are all behaving very threateningly. They were all saying, one day I hope to kill you. One day I want to slit your throat. They're all making very, very
if they denounce
threatening
America,
gestures. So this is the culture that they're being brought up in. For anyone who's a foreigner saying, we hope you're going to die. We're going to slaughter you one at a time. The worst kind of ISIS mentality, rhetoric is the culture here. They're starting to throw stones as expected, so we're going to move to another part of the camp. All right, we're going to move to another area.
He's not Muslim, that's why they're doing it.
All right. Reintegration has been a real problem.
الأرض كلها لمين؟ لله عز وجل. والإسلام يرفع المسلمين ويذل الكافرين. الصليبيين اللي هم المسيحيين.
They're talking about getting rid of the Christians, infidels.
مسلمين ولا كفرة؟ نعمل فيه؟
They want to slaughter them.
ليه؟ لأنه كافر.
They're teaching all the kids about slaughtering them.
لأنه إيه؟ لأنه كافر. فما سوى الإسلام كافر.
اللهم اهلك ملة الكفر أجمعين.
Kill all the infidels.
مكننا من رقابهم.
Get off your self-righteous eye horse. These kids are going to be the future refugees of tomorrow. They should be playing with fucking dolls. Instead, they're making beheading signs. And they say this is the religion of peace? Man, fuck that. This ain't no fucking religion of peace. This is the religion of fucking Satan. And people need to be scared of fucking stating the obvious. They are doing this in front of our very face.
They should kick any team member off the team. I don't care how good an athlete they are that disrespects America.
They aren't hiding shit. So why are you afraid to talk about it? If you think that this is leading to any other path except religious war, then you have another fucking thing coming.
Yep. All right, here's Madani's full plan is in full swing.
When Mamdani was elected, I said what he would do is he would start to destroy the city on purpose from a visual standpoint, making it so unbearable for normal people to live there that they would leave. And then after that, after it became a slumdog city, it would wind up being a perfect fit for all the Muslims and all the Islamics to come over. So
I
this way
second
it would
that,
be
Colin.
the Islamic New York City.
I second
and this
that.
is exactly what's happening. The slumdog, he's in full-blown slumdog Mamdani.
Yep, let me see what this one was here. Okay.
Breaking news. A grenade has been thrown into a random beauty salon in France. Yes, you heard that right. 6 people have been injured, including a 5-year-old child.
For Islam.
This happened in Grenoble, in broad daylight. Not a battlefield, not a war zone, a normal European street. It's crazy to think that Europe has this level of violence normalized now. France, one of the most historic pillars of Europe, now finds itself facing repeated shocks to public safety and stability. Many are asking a question that would have been unthinkable a decade ago. Is Europe beginning to fracture from within? And while Europe faces growing instability on the ground, another story is fueling public anger. Reports that the Times is preparing a soft feature on Peter Mandelson. At a time when public trust in political elites and institutions is already collapsing, many are questioning, why is mainstream media, why is legacy media protecting these elites rather than hold them to account? This growing perception of media shielding political networks is driving even deeper distrust from ordinary citizens and the institutions who are supposed to represent them. Across much of Europe, birth rates have collapsed, church attendance is in historic lows, cultural confidence is fading. And just to be clear, this is not an attack on any certain religious group. This is identifying that Europe itself has changed. Its values have changed. Europe was a Christian continent. Now, today, there are 50 million Muslims. Europe has completely shifted its demographic. And a lot of this is to mass migration, illegal immigration, and people completely disregarding the values of Europe. Europe is in freefall collapse. And Australia is not far behind. Australia is moving to its own destruction. Our own government is lying to us, saying that the debt is not caused by government spending, when we all know it is. All the debt is government spending. This mass immigration in Australia is purely because they can't afford to pay their debts. So they pump the economy, they pump the numbers. Australia, we need to look at what's happening in Europe as a warning to what our direction is. God bless Australia.
They only have that star and the half moon thing all the time. So this is in the UK here. Well, watch this, Colin. They are arresting people for are saying they're going to attend some liberty rally. Even before you go to the rally, they're coming and arresting you. Watch this.
Are you saying this at the time? Everyone is declared at this time. At the moment, the time is 1847. Okay, virtually on correct. Okay.
They were planning. They were going there to go to a liberty rally. Before they even could go to it, they come there and they get arrested.
You don't have to say anything, but main on defense. If you're not going to confess something, you should make behind.
Colin, you're arresting him for wrong thought.
So, the grounds are that by taking part in the organisation of this event this evening, I suspect that you are taking part to cause serious destruction to UK airports.
The politicians have failed us. They failed us with the 1.5% that's supposed to degrees that's supposed to be safe. Good luck, everybody.
Hi, so my name's Daniel. I'm being arrested. I'm not really sure why. I'm at my parents' house right now. I was just here in London visiting my parents. I think I've been told I'm under arrest for conspiracy to commit a public nuisance. Well, this is what happens when you...
Arrested for conspiracy to commit public nuisance.
We can start.
Represents the British state.
What if when they get full control? That's what they're going to do. They don't even need a good reason. All right, here's Gavin Newsom releasing 4,500 illegals that have crimes before he gets out of office. Watch this.
Would not be Gavin Newsom if he did not take one last big shit right on California right before he leaves office, which is exactly what he's doing. As of January 20th, he released 4,500 illegal alien criminals right onto the streets of California. Here's some of the lovely people that Newsom has released onto our streets. Bozo number 1 is lewd and lascivious acts with a child under 14. Right there in Westminster. Number 2 was in a gang, and he's also a sex offender. He got released in Fullerton. Yay! Lovely lady in San Diego who just got released. She's got assault with a deadly weapon and willful cruelty to a child. Newsom is doing this on purpose, so a bunch of ICE agents come flooding into California, and he gets to do the whole show, and the savior complex comes running in. I'm gonna save you, fuck guys! No! It's funny to me because the Democrats are just so gung-ho about the Epstein files, protecting the victims, release all this stuff, but in the same sentence, they are okay with releasing illegal alien sexual predators onto the streets.
Yep. Serious. All right. So many of the visitors, this guy flew on a plane, and most of the people flying into Minnesota were coming in there to go against ICE.
All right. So I just landed in Minneapolis, excited for tonight. But guess what? Half my plane was filled with protesters flying in from other cities, complaining and grumbling about ICE. Almost like this entire thing here is being manufactured from the outside. Kind of makes you wonder, huh?
Really?
Hey, did you guys see this shit? I guess ICE just raided a Nebraska meat packing plant. And overnight, 80% of their workforce was gone. And if you want to know why, it's because they weren't supposed to fucking be there in the first place.
Amen.
And you want to know what happened next? Dozens of Nebraskans lined up to take those jobs. Glen Valley Foods was flooded with locals ready to work. Proud Americans stepping the fuck up. Love hearing that. But here's what pisses me off. That video, the video of the raid that shows all those oppressed illegal immigrants in handcuffs and this one little spoiled punk-ass kid flipping off the camera. Now, that's entitlement. Can you fucking imagine? And before you lefties start lighting up my comments, call me a racist or a fascist or a piece of shit or whatever other slur you guys are calling people who don't agree with you and have a difference of opinion this week, maybe you should take the time to understand my position on this. Because here's what you should know about me. I firmly believe in law and order. And if you come to America, there is a process. You can follow it. Anybody can. Millions have. But if you break in illegally, you are a burglar. Simple as that. I can't go break into your country and demand free shit. Why should you be able to do that to us?
Well, they weren't blocking the airport in that case, Colin. They were all coming in through the airport. All the anti-ICE people. But they do crap like that, though.
If I trespassed into Mexico, I'd be arrested. If I crossed into Canada illegally, same thing. But here, they expect amnesty and free health care, free education, free fucking everything.
There's a few Republicans that are going to go with the Democrats for amnesty. It won't get past Trump, but you get a Democrat in there that will.
All on your dime. And see, I'm just not okay with that. So I hope this little punk flipping off the camera after he got caught burglarizing our country gets exactly what he deserves. And here's what the media won't tell you. Americans do want those jobs. Just not at garbage wages competing against illegals. You clear them out and watch how fast Americans step up. Nebraska proved it. Meanwhile, our politicians throw the book at you for a fucking speeding ticket, but they look the other way when people use fake social security numbers to steal American wages. That's the reality of it. And don't give me this fucking sob story about how we need them when we've got veterans sleeping in the streets. We've got mothers working double shifts just to keep the fucking lights on. And we've got teenagers who are just desperate at a shot at their first job, but they can't get it. And yet somehow the priority is making sure that some cartel-connected asylum seeker can keep packing meat in Nebraska. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. And the thing that gets me the most, the smug middle finger in that arrest photo. That's not somebody thanking you for the opportunity that this great American nation has afforded them. That's contempt. from some little shit who got caught doing what he shouldn't have been doing. That's someone laughing in your face for letting them get away with it for this long. And this whole situation should piss you off. Not because it happened in Nebraska, but because it's happening fucking everywhere. And every time you see an illegal alien working a job, understand this. That paycheck could be in the pocket of an American family. That tax revenue could be funding your kid's school instead of getting wired out of this country. The solution isn't complicated. Enforce the damn law. Clear the jobs. Hire Americans. That's it. It worked in Nebraska, and it'll work everywhere else.
Yeah, you'd think that they wouldn't have an unemployment problem in Nebraska, and there's still people that are looking for decent jobs, you know. The problem is that they hire illegals and they don't even have to pay health care or any of that crap, you know. All right, so the people in Pakistan have been able to go online with help from people here that are working in our government and registered to vote and are voting from Pakistan. Watch this.
The way the voting system is structured, we see quite a few flaws. You're able to register and cast a vote if you don't live in the country, as evident of his brother in Pakistan. And I think we have some evidence of 2 or 3 other people out of the country that voted. Is that correct?
Yeah, approximately 2 or 3 other people out of the country, as well as people residing outside of it.
It's a lot more than 2 or 3.
The online voter registration system, it seems to be an honor system. Anybody can put information in.
Honor system? Great.
There to register to vote. All you have to do is click a box and say that you're not lying. And then you'll get an email from the Secretary of State or something in the mail saying, thank you for registering to vote. And there you are. Once you're on the voter rolls, anytime an election comes around, guess what? You get mailed a ballot, right? You get mailed something to vote. So we found that a little bit problematic.
A little bit? All right, FBI confirms 2020 election stolen.
Facts are facts, it's not just my opinion. The Democrats know how to steal. Come on in, here's the deal. Trump won and you know it. Trump won and you know it. The fake news will never show it, 'cause it's true. Trump won and you know it. While Biden's hiding in the basement, babbling away on Zoom.
My mental fitness, what he's doing now.
Patriots fill stadiums, not circles in an empty room. Twitter and the FBI, one day won't deny. Trump won and you know it. Trump won and you know it. Fake news will never show it, 'cause it's true. Trump won and you know it. The thing about truth, time is always gonna tell.
Votes in Fulton County were counted more than once.
I bet he took New York and carried California as well. He's done it twice before, and he's gonna win again for the 3rd time in 2024. Trump won and you know it. Trump won and you know it. Fox News won't even show it. It's true. Trump won and you know it. Trump won and you know it. If there's a line, they're gonna tow it. It's true. Trump won and you know it.
In the past, that would have got me taken down on YouTube. I guarantee you it would have. For sure. There's more on the Dominion machine.
We have 7,769 votes for Biden. And then for Trump, 4,509 votes. But that was wrong. And here are the actual results. Trump, significant margin over Joe Biden. First, they said, I believe this was a human error. Then they said it was a mechanical error. Then they said it was a human error. What happened?
Well, what happened was the machine is designed to generate huge numbers of errors when you run ballots through the tabulator. And then those ballots, those errors, go to adjudication where someone sitting somewhere, we don't know where,
and then lies,
can simply click on one button and bulk adjudicate thousands of ballots at once. So in this case, they were able to adjudicate, 12,000 ballots roughly, with one click of the button.
Okay, and that's not good. Adjudication and the rate of ballots that were being adjudicated, i.e., it goes through the machine, something doesn't look right, a human being has to take it and do something with it. What was the rate of ballots that needed to be adjudicated?
68% of the ballots run through the machine had to be adjudicated.
And tell us just how crazy off the wall that number is or isn't. It seems kind of high.
It's very high because the federal allowable rate is 1 in 125,000 ballots. That's the error rate. And this program is designed specifically to generate these types of errors. And that's how they move votes from one candidate to another. They put them in these folders for mass adjudication, and they are shipped somewhere. In our case, specifically, as you see in the report, we can't tell that right now because on November 4th, all of those system files, adjudication files, and internet files were deleted. So that's pretty significant also.
Yep, as it keeps going. Now this is Virginia. I think this one's the one about Virginia. Yeah. Look at how happy she is signing. She's going to change all the district lines and all that kind of stuff. And many other taxes they're bringing in. The spam burger. Each time she signs, she's using a new pen. They've already passed all this stuff, and they went into power just less than a month ago, on the 20th of January, I think. So it took them about 2 weeks. She won a special election, I believe it was. So happy for this, huh? Now they're going to be taxed for breathing, practically. Unbelievable. Here's more, and I'm going to overlap this one.
When I tell you this is the perfect time to move the fuck out of Virginia, why I just saw all these damn taxes they are proposing. Like, I'm just
not just proposing, she just signed them.
Not understanding why that's even a proposal right now. Why are we proposing all these damn taxes? We already pay car taxes. When I tell you, like, this is fucking ridiculous, bro. Like, I am starting to believe, like, Democrats.
Yeah, now they're starting to tax you when you die, too.
If y'all keep going
they go against the state.
I don't know how much longer y'all gonna be able to be in office. Like, as a long life Democrat, it is just so frustrating how they keep running on affordability, but then they get in office, and it's like you.
They want to take down America.
We like
it's also money laundering.
Have you all seen? If you live in Virginia, I suggest you look at the new taxes that the new governor, whatever Spanberg or whatever her name is, just proposed. I want you to go look at it. They got passed. It is ridiculous.
They rushed it right through.
What? We're fucked. We are fucked.
Amen on that. Here's Trump talking about that whole ape monkey thing. Here we go.
So, do you have any questions, John?
Mr. President. Social media post that you took down earlier today, the White House says that a staffer sent it. Who sent it, and are you going to fire them?
No, I looked at it. I saw it, and I just looked at the first part. It was about voter fraud in
someplace, Georgia. There was a lot of voter fraud, 2020 voter fraud. And I didn't see the whole thing. I guess during the end of it, there was some kind of a picture that people don't like. I wouldn't like it either, but I didn't see it. I looked at the first part, and it was really about voter fraud and the machines, how crooked it is, how disgusting it is. Then I gave it to the people.
I think he's right not to apologize.
Generally, they look at the whole thing, but I guess somebody didn't. And they posted, and we took it down.
Take it down, yes.
But that was a voter fraud that nobody talks about. They don't like to talk about that post. We took it down as soon as we found out about it.
Mr. President, a number of Republicans are calling on you to apologize for that post. Is that something you're going to do?
No, I didn't make a mistake. I mean, I look at a lot of thousands of things. I looked at the beginning of it. It was fine. They had that one post, and I guess it was a takeoff. By the way, a lot of people covered. If you look at where it came from, I guess it was a takeoff on The Lion King. And certainly it was a very strong post in terms of voter fraud. Nobody knew that was at the end. If they would have looked, they would have seen it. And probably they would have had the sense to take it down. But that was a takeoff on The Lion King. And a lot of people were covered in different positions. So, but I spoke to Tim Scott. He was great. Tim is a great guy. He understood that 100%.
Yeah, I think he's right. All right, I'm going to end with this one. Tom McDonald's new video, Praying for the Left.
They always said that Charlie Kirk was a Nazi, then they celebrated after they killed him. They tried to tell us that Black Lives Matter and that white people have always been villains. They burning flags in the streets and they scream at police, taking illegals to prison. They got rainbows on their bedroom walls, and they swear to God that men can be women. They're scrolling through their TikToks to get the news. They heard that Trump's a fascist. They swear it's true. They set fire to Minnesota. We smell the fumes. They say that guns are dangerous. Guess they're the proof. They'll shoot that red hat off your head, then make a meme of your last breath. You're not like them, so they want you dead, but we'll still pray for the left. They'll say that they're hurt by things we said, and say we deserve it when we're dead. When we're shot in the neck with our last breath, we'll still pray for
I don't own the rights to the music.
Praying for the left. They keep saying that ICE are the Nazis, so they're buying guns and tracking positions. Go tell the parents of the kids who were killed. Illegal immigrants are really the victims. They say America ain't safe if you're black or trans or gay. I think it's way more dangerous to be a Christian. Y'all started acting different back when Anthony Fauci made you keep the ones you love at a distance. They're scrolling through their TikToks, Antifa clips. They say that Trump is Hitler. They're mad they missed. They think that how they feel is how it is, and conservatives are evil. We shouldn't live. They'll shoot that red hat off your head, then make a meme of your last breath. Cause you're not like them, so they want you dead, but we'll still pray for the left. They'll say that they're hurt by things we said, and say we deserve it when we're dead. When we're shot in the neck with our last breath, we'll still pray for the left. Scratching swastikas and Teslas ain't gon' change a thing. You can burn our cities down, but we'll just make them great again. Oh, they hate us cause they say that we are full of hate. They wanna kill all the police trying to keep them safe. They'll shoot that badge of yours right off your chest.
He used
They
to be
want
a
a civil war.
John, he used to be. Some
Pray
people
for
change.
the left. They'll shoot that red hat off your head, then make a meme of your last breath.
John, what's happened is the liberals have driven a lot of people away, going so far nutcake left. That's why. All right, it should be on at 5 tomorrow.
Cause you're not like them, so they want you dead, but we'll still pray for the left. They'll say that they're hurt by things we said, and say we deserve it when we're dead. When we're shot in the neck with our last breath, we'll still pray for the left, praying for the left.
Tomorrow, climate change BS. You know, I'll be playing some stuff about the storms in '77. Nimoy did something about how we were all going to freeze to death at one time, and you know, they were covering all the edges of all the glaciers that were receding us, and they were putting soot on them, trying to get them to melt and all this and that. And then they receded. Then they say they were going to melt. And now it's climate change instead of global warming, like they were doing. Yeah. So, anyways, all right. God bless everyone. Have a wonderful night. Stay warm. It's very cold here. Bye bye. Take care.